Okay, so by now we've all heard the big news that the new and improved RevAir has dropped. Yes, it is a huge day for all my revers and all my future revers out there. So I figured this is the best time to go over tension versus heat settings as just a little refresher course. The good news is that tension and heat still works in the exact same way on the new device as it does on the original RevAir, aka the OG. But there are some improvements and I can't wait to get into those with you guys. So let's talk about tension again. Tension is simply the amount of suction that is coming through the wand and it is produced by the base. So that is still the same as it was on the original RevAir. On the original device, you may remember that tension was adjusted using this rotary dial on the base. But RevAir has upgraded with a new digital display, and that tension can be adjusted using the minus and plus buttons on the base.
Now there are 7 tension levels, and here I am cycling through each one.
And what I love about this is that it's not only easy to use, but it's easy to see. It's clearly marked here in the middle what tension setting you're using. I often see in comments people asking, well, what tension setting should I use? And I don't really have an exact answer for you specifically because everyone's hair type is different and everyone's preference is different as far as what kind of hairstyle they're going for. I have curly/coily hair and I tend to go all the way up to a 6 or a 7, which is the highest tension setting. Now, if you have hair that's on the finer side, then you would want to start out with maybe a 1 or a 2. Now, if you don't know where to begin, or if your hair maybe falls in the middle of fine and coily, then you can always start with a level 2 tension setting and slowly work your way up and just see how your hair responds to the increase in tension. Now, just because I have curly coily hair doesn't always mean I'm going to jump up to a 6 or a 7 tension setting. It always depends on the style and what I'm going for. Recently, I had goddess braids in my hair, and if you're familiar with goddess braids, you'll know that they have a little bit of a curl to them. And I just wanted to dry my braids. I didn't necessarily want to straighten them out and lose that beautiful curl. So I just went to a level 1 tension setting, dried my braids, and I was all set to go. Now let's talk about heat. Heat comes from the wand, and you will see these openings around the top of the wand where the heat is flowing through. Heat has 3 different settings. There's no heat marked by the circle, then there's low heat marked by the 1 dash, and high heat, which is 2 dash marks. What heat level you use is completely up to you. This is also something that you can play with. I have thicker hair, so I'm usually on the high heat setting. Someone that has more fine hair may stick with the low heat setting, but you can always go back and forth. So I did want to make a really quick note about the no heat, or what's called the cold shot, cool shot option, in case you're wondering why in the heck would I ever use that. After revving your hair on low or high heat, you can always come down to this cool shot option, and that is going to seal the cuticle, lock in moisture, and also protect the deeper layers of hair from damage. And that's really what I love about the RevAir, you guys, is the versatility. Really just play around with it, have fun. You'll be surprised at how much you learn about the RevAir and about your own hair when you do that. And that's just a quick little rundown on tension and heat settings. Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what else you'd like to learn about the new RevAir.